at the showgrounds.
Woo!
We should do like a monster truck rally or something.
Yeah!
Sunday!
Sunday!
You guys any monster truck fans over here? Have you ever seen those things? Like, Grave Digger! Bigfoot! I saw one once. They're terrifying. Drive one. Oh my gosh, are you like Christmas Ed? Stand up, you're like Elric Claus. Oh my gosh, that's the cutest thing ever.
I made it!
Did you really? You are to be commended.
She made this too!
And you're carrying a Calio plushie, and Dark is right behind you. This is a great day.
Woo! Hi, Vic!
Zip code right here. Hey, wait. You guys, I'm so glad you're here. Let's pick up where we left off yesterday. We got most of you here yesterday?
Yes!
Who was not here yesterday? Sorry. So, I'm very sorry. Okay. Your dad loves you. Stay away from Seoul. You guys, we had so much fun yesterday, and the panel was always too short. I started writing conventions that had invited me, and I'm like, can I have like a 90-minute panel? Because I want some. You guys look awesome. OMG.
Hi, Vic.
We always run out of time. Hey, Zito. This is great, you guys. Well, yesterday we did a lot of Q&A stuff. For those of you that weren't here yesterday, let me tell you real quick. Did anyone here yesterday, that was here yesterday, did you get my concert DVD?
Yes!
Did you watch it?
Yes!
Did you like it?
Yes!
All right, I think we've learned an important lesson here. For those of you that weren't here yesterday, I just released a brand new concert DVD. It's a live concert performance, and it's got some great videos on it, including some videos that a lot of fans have wanted to see for a long time that I've never released anywhere. So, and some embarrassing videos. Yes, you look nice. Sorry. I'm easily distracted, clearly. So let's just kind of pick up where we left off, and let's just, hey, Queen, is there a bottle of water somewhere?
I will ask if the, Jackie, do we have any water up there?
Oh, I see some water from my Oron friend. Have you drank out of it? Oh, that's kind of sexy. Have you drank out of that one, Ray? Did you drink out of it? This is kind of like we're kissing. I drink out of this, we're like sharing germs. Ew. That's vodka! What are you drinking, Winry? Oh my gosh, Winry's a lush. I see how you live with Auntie Panaco so long. Thank you, sweetie. So let's just talk about whatever you want to talk about. I just want to let you know, I've got the concert DVDs at the table over here. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm going to tell you. They had me scheduled, as soon as this panel is over, they had me scheduled for lunch. And I was like, WTF? I just got here. I don't want to go sit at lunch. I want to meet you guys. So as soon as this panel is over, I'm not taking my lunch break. I'm going back to my table. So I want you guys to come and see me, okay? If I haven't gotten to meet you yet, come over there and let's represent a little bit. Let's let Flash Gordon, let's let David Hasselhoff know that the anime fans are #1, all right? So who's got a question? Are you
I can run over your questions.
I tell you what, let's take turns. Oh, God bless you.
It's a tiny little one.
It's a tiny little one.
It's a good size.
Yeah, the tiny little one.
It's fun size!
Chibi! Yes, it is. Chibi size. This is like a gallon for Ed. Why don't you take questions in the back? Why don't you head the back, and I'll stay up here, and we'll go back and forth, because I want to make sure everybody gets a chance. Yes, my dear.
I would like to know, when you, we were watching Oran High School last night, and we were just wondering, when you have to do like, just those noises, like, you know, exhale air, or those kind of just noises that don't make any, you know, no words, how do you feel? Because like, we don't do it consciously, so is it awkward?
Well, it's fun because you want to try to think of some weird thing that, like, where did that come from? And you know what they'll do sometimes when you're doing a recording session and you're supposed to make some noise. It doesn't really, it doesn't say, the script doesn't say exactly what it should be, so it's kind of left open to the actor's interpretation, right? So what they'll do sometimes is they'll just put the track and record, and they'll just let it record, and the actor does 4 or 5 things. So, like, if it's a scared sound, for instance, if it just says, Tamaki is startled, but you want it to kind of be funny, right? So you could do a realistic kind of startle, which may be something like, right? That's pretty simple. Yeah, see, that's easy, but what if you want to go, what was that? You know what I mean? You just make weird noises, and then they have all of them in a row, and they pick which one they think is the best, or the funniest, or the weirdest. So that's how we often do those. Yes.
Yeah, so good morning.
Hello.
So, I find that at conventions you tend to meet a lot of people, and I've met a lot of wonderful people through conventions. And I'm wondering if you've met some people that you really didn't expect to meet and have sort of formed like an unexpected friendship with.
Holy moly, yes. That, you know what? I gotta tell you guys. Okay, I'm gonna nerd out right now. All right, here it comes. Hold on, I need a little sip of courage. Ever since I was a little boy, you guys know, most of you know, Star Trek was my thing. I loved it so much. And I used to go to Star Trek conventions when I was a little boy. 12, 13, I made my own uniforms. I went to Star Trek conventions. I met DeForest Kelley, who played Dr. McCoy. I met Jimmy Doohan, who played Scotty. I met Michelle Nichols, Walter Koenig, Sulu, Chekhov, Uhura. I met all of them, even Leonard Nimoy. Who I had never met.
William Shatner?
William Shatner. My favorite guy, the guy who I wanted to be my father. I never met him. And that was when I was a little boy. So I didn't really think much about it. Well, guess what? Over the course of time, over the last 2 years or so, I actually started getting kind of represented by an agent who books me into conventions, okay? He'll negotiate with a convention to bring me into an event. Well, this agent also happens to represent William Shatner.
Awesome.
And Leonard Nimoy. And Stan Lee. And Patrick Stewart. And everybody associated with Star Trek, all right? So this guy comes to me, he saw me at a convention, he's like, yeah, I'd like to represent you. And all I could think of was, this could be my ticket to meeting William Shatner, right? Well, that was all I wanted, was just to meet him. Just to walk up and say hello. You guys, it has gone so far beyond that, I gotta tell you. Bill and I, he told me to call him Bill, all right? And imagine the euphoria of me. You've seen the signing area, right?
Yes.
So you see how the tables are side by side, right? I'm here, and lovely Natalia from Game of Thrones is right here. I mean, I could reach over and swat her in the head, right?
Yeah.
She's close, right? I've done events where this is me, and this is Bill Shatner. and I'm on this side of the table signing with him.
Oh my God.
And the 12-year-old in me is going berserk. You know what I mean? The 12-year-old boy is like, and then after the convention, because we're actors together, right? Because we're peers, we're both guests of the convention, we're both represented by the same guy, we go out to dinner together.
Oh.
We share a cab. I bought Bill a gift once, and I took it to his office in Studio City and sat in his office with him and gave it to him. And the best thing ever. You're not going to be able to see it, but I'm going to hold it up anyway. I wish we could put it on the screen, but my favorite photo. I've never asked for a picture of him because I don't want him to think I'm a fan. You see, this is important. This is important. There are some actors that the moment they know you're a fan, you know what I mean? It's a completely different mindset, and they won't get within 10 feet. You know what I mean? Like, thank you, hello, thank you. Here's your picture, thank you. Right? Clearly, that's not me. I like hug everybody and stuff. But the point is, that's Bill Shatner. So I didn't want him to think I was a fan. I wanted him to see me as a peer, as another guy there signing at the convention. So that's the relationship I've built with him, right? So one day, I'm going to tell you this story because it's one of my favorite stories. Last year at Phoenix Comic-Con, Bill was there, a guest, as well as I. And they asked me if I would introduce him. So we go to his Q&A session. This is great. His Q&A session is about 5,000 people.
Whoa.
Okay? So I'm standing backstage, and our agent, Gary, our manager, Gary, says to me, Vic, Bill's not ready yet. Will you go out and stall for time? I was like, well, what in the world do you want me to do? I mean, go out and quote Star Trek? I mean, what am I supposed to do? He goes, I don't know, just go out there and say hello. So I'm like, hi, everybody, hi. And they kind of, clap a little bit. They're like, who the hell is this guy? Like, my name is Vic Mignogna. I'm a voice actor for Dragon Ball Z and Fullmetal Alchemist and Pokemon. I named a bunch of shows. And there were a lot of fans that recognized a lot of the shows. And I said, the convention wants me to remind you, please no photography for Mr. Shatner, blah, blah, blah. I gave the little rules. And then this happened. The sound guy who's standing off stage, I look over and the sound guy goes, excuse me 1 second. We walk off stage and the sound guy goes, hey Vic, I have the theme, the track, the karaoke track from Dragon Ball Kai that you sang last week at the Ottawa convention. He goes, why don't you sing it? I'm thinking, that's only like 40 seconds long. I can do that. So I go back and I said, all right, you guys, I know this is not why you came, but can I sing a little song for you from Dragon Ball Kai? I sing the theme song, and they all cheered. He hits the track, and I start singing. Mysteries abound, right? Made out of deep energy. And I'm doing it, and in the middle of the song, I glance over, looking around, playing to the crowd. I look over into the wings, and here's Shatner. He walks up on he's not on stage now, he's in the wings, right? So the audience can't see him. But he walks up and he stands there and I glance back and he goes, and I'm like, and I keep singing, Dragon Soul, right? And I get done and I go, all right, enough of that. Let's talk about why we're all really here. Please welcome the greatest starship captain in history, Mr. William Shatner. Shatner walks out and hugs me.
Aww.
Bill Shatner doesn't hug people. Okay? Bill Shatner does not hug people. And by the way, a fan took this from the audience. I didn't even know that this picture existed. And it's a picture of me hugging Bill Shatner. And it's one of my favorite moments of people that you don't expect to meet when you do certain things that you end up meeting. So that was a way long answer to the question. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed the story, but it was,
Yes.
It was a fun experience. But yes, my dear.
Hi, Vic. We gave you a Monopoly board yesterday.
Yes, you did. Oh my gosh.
Did you have a look at it?
Of course. I was showing it to people. I was showing it to some of the other actors. If you weren't here yesterday, these lovely girls who are part of the greatest club on the planet Earth, the Risen Bull Rangers, they spent I don't know how long.
4 months.
4 months.
Non-stop. Non-stop.
Of making a Monopoly game. But it's called Mignopoly, and it's like based on characters and different things that I've done, and it was the most beautiful thing. I love you guys. Thank you for that. Yes, and all of the other actors were jelly.
Hi, I was at the panel yesterday, and you mentioned you were working on Digimon. Now, I'm
Yes, but don't anyone say that. Don't tell anybody. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. So
I'm probably one of the only people in this room who's actually watched both of the new series of Digimon 6 and 7, which is Cross Balls and Hunt, and I believe it's Fusion it's being done. And I actually went back. Are you Signature Road? I had to look at the trailer and see.
But you know what? I am going to tell you that I have no idea. You know what? I'll tell you the truth, honestly. I remember doing something, but it was like 4 months ago. And then all these other shows have come along, and I know that we're going to be doing it, we're going to be picking it back up. There was a big hiatus. And so I don't even remember. In fact, sometimes when you do that, when you go long periods of time after you voiced a character, and then you have to come back and do the character again, the director, literally, they have to play you a recording of what you did the last time, because you don't even remember what you did. It's been so long, you've done several different things by then, so it's easy to forget, but I honestly don't know. Any Yu-Gi-Oh fans here?
Yes! I'm the ultimate Yu-Gi-Oh fan!
Okay, you know what? I just want to tell you one of the saddest things that happened last year. I was cast in the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal.
Zeal.
And I was so excited, you guys. It was like, you know, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like Pokemon. I mean, you know, it's a big thing. Well, there you go. And there were some legal issues involved with the studio that was recording it. And we had already recorded like 8 or 10 or 12 shows, and then the studio lost it.
Oops.
And it went to another studio, and I lost. I was so excited. I was playing Shark.
Oh.
And I loved him, because I love sharks.
Oh, cool.
So, but there are always those kind of things that happen sometimes.
Yes.
You know, you always lose out on some of them. Yes, my dear.
I know that when you voice things, you're not in the same booth together. And I was wondering if there's ever a time when you really got attached to like another character, and were you really sad when you didn't get to meet a voice actor?
Oh my gosh, yes. She was talking about never getting to meet the characters, some of the other voice actors. Because as you may or may not know, we don't record at the same time. You know that, right? It's impossible. When you're trying to match mouth movements of animation that already exists, to get 5 people in a room, or even 2 people in a room, and think that they could both nail the syntax and the rhythm and the performance perfectly at the same time is highly unlikely. So everybody records together, which adds another element of challenge, right? Because you have to, now you have to sound like you're talking to somebody when you're not really talking to somebody. Or you have to sound, like Ed's got to sound like he's talking to Al, even though Al recorded 2 weeks ago. And you have to make it feel like there's a dialogue there. So it's not easy. But there are people to this day that I've done shows with that I've never, to this day, you know who I've never met? The girl who voiced Trisha Elric, Ed's mom. I've never met her in person. I'd love to. Our best chance to meet each other is when we do conventions, actually. Or when, like, if I'm coming into the studio while somebody else is coming out. I'll tell you a funny, quick little story about Al, too, about Aaron Dismuke, who voiced Alphonse in the original.
Yes. Woo!
I was doing a recording, and I had done several episodes, and so I knew his voice, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this little kid. I don't even know who he is, but I love him. He's my brother, right? And I didn't have a brother. I don't have any brothers or sisters, but I thought, oh, I'd love to have a little brother. And so I really started developing kind of an affection for Aaron, just based on his voice, as I would hear his recordings. So one day I was at a convention in Dallas, which is where Full Metal was recorded, and Aaron, somebody told me Aaron and his mom, of course, because he was 11, were at this convention. As soon as I saw him, I ran up to him and hugged him. I mean, his mother probably thought I was some sort of a child pervert, pedophile, security. But you feel like you know them. You know what I mean? You feel like you know these people because you become so familiar with their voices, and you feel a connection with them even if you've never met them. So that's one of the interesting things about characters that you don't record with together, sometimes never even meeting them. Yes, oh thou large dress woman. Did you see this beautiful cosplay, you guys?
No.
Stand up. Come over here. Look at this beautiful dress. Right? Lovely. Come on, stand up together. You have to see them together. The two are even more impressive. Yes. Give them a round of applause. Yes, Maddie.
Well, you played Tamaki in high school. I was just wondering, with the ending of Burn, do you think Haruhi and Tamaki ever actually kissed?
They better. They better. I think Tamaki wants Haruhi in a bad way. I'm sorry to get all serious, but I think he really is, you know what I mean? I think he really wants her to be his girlfriend. Thank you! Did you hear that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, is that true?
Yes!
They get married in the manga. Oh my gosh, really?
Yes!
I can't wait to tell Caitlin Glass. You have to marry me! But, because she likes Kyoya. Well, Caitlin likes Kyoya. See what I'm saying? But Haruhi, obviously, likes Tamaki. As well as she should. For good reason. 100 good reasons. But that, who said that? Is that true?
Yes. Yes.
And there's rumors that I know
What? There's rumors of another season apart a little bit, but then they end up reconnecting.
Okay, you guys, I just got goosebumps. I want somebody to make more Full Metal so bad I can hardly stand it. We love that show so much. I love that show so much. And I heard that the manga continued, and I would love to do more of that. So I guess if they kiss, I guess if they get married, they probably kiss. Maybe a little bit more, yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, being a little weird there. Yes.
I was actually wondering, is there any characters that you would have loved to have played but didn't get the chance to, or you just went?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, there are a lot. I will tell you this. I used to answer that question just flat out. If somebody said, is there a character you would love to have played? I used to say yes, and I blah, 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 and I would say these characters. But then somebody pointed out something to me that I never considered, and you know what it is? They said, you know, Vic, when you talk about characters that you wish you would have gotten to play, somebody could misinterpret that as meaning that you thought you could have done a better job than the actor that did get cast, or that you're somehow dissing the actor that did get cast. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, that would never be my intention. I was just expressing, you know, a character that I would have liked to have played. But as I thought about it, I thought I would never want most of these people are friends, right? I wouldn't want them to think that I was somehow dissing them. I mean, unless, of course, it was Todd Havercorn. And then, no, I'm just kidding. I say that because I love Todd. Todd's like my little brother. I love him to death. But I will tell you this. There were a couple of shows that I started to play a role that I was so excited about, and then the company, bless you, sweetheart. 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 Preemptive. Bless you, infinity. And there was one show that I was so jazzed about, you guys. I loved it so much. We had already recorded like 15 episodes. It was one of my favorite new things. And you know what it was? Sergeant Frog. I loved it so much. I don't even know why. I played Keroro. I played Sergeant Frog. And how many of you know Sergeant Frog? Do you know that the character Sergeant Frog, the little frog, he's an alien from another planet, but he's a nerd. He likes to build Gundam models and make models and toys and stuff. So I thought it would be so fun to give him like a lateral lisp and, you know, make him sound, you know, kind of funny and just different. I always wanted to do that, you know. I always wanted to do that, you know, that lateral lisp, like, what's his name from Ice Age? Sid the Snosh. You know, I love that. So I was loving playing that. And then the company that was making it went out of business, and another company picked it up and they started all over and recast it. And now Todd's getting to play it. And then how many of you heard a show called Gurren Lagann? For 10 or 15 episodes, I was playing a character named Vero. And he was really cool, and I gave him this Lord of the Rings Gollum kind of a quality. But you know what? In answer to the question, there are a lot of characters like that. I really wanted to be in Death Note. I wanted to be in Death Note. I thought that sounds like a great story. I want to be in Death Note. I want to be in Death Note. And I let the people know that I wanted to be in Death Note. And then you know what happened? Death Note ended up being recorded in Canada. And I don't know if you know this or not, but you will not hear American voice actors in anime that's recorded in Canada. Because that's kind of one of the stipulations is you have to use Canadians. That's part of the deal for bringing something to their country and working on it. You know, it's another show. The producer was talking to me about playing a role, a bad guy role in one of the Inuyasha movies.
Ooh!
And I really was all excited about it. And then he called me one day and he's like, I'm so sorry. They just told me that like we can't hire American actors. I'm like, so there are shows that are recorded in different places, and that also eliminates you from being able to be a part of it. So that kind of stuff happens all the time. I really wanted to play a particular character in Italia, but I came really close. It came down to me and somebody else, but somebody else got it, and you know what? That's just the way it goes. You know, you just have to be grateful for the things that you do get to do, and try to let go of the things that you don't always get to do. Question? Queenie, yes?
What was your favorite Broly sentence?
My favorite Broly sentence? Broly doesn't speak in sentences. Because he's not, that would require education. Broly's sentence is more of a 3-syllable word. You know what I mean?
Kakarot.
Yeah, Kakarot. If there is a sentence like, Kakarot, come over here, or Kakarot, let's go get a burger, or Kakarot, you want to ride with me to Supanova? If the word Kakarot is in the sentence, maybe Broly said it. But apart from that, he's not much of a sentence. He's not very verbose. He doesn't speak much. Hold on, I want to spread this out. Yes?
Hey, I have a question about Ed and Winry. They have some amazing dialogue together and some very funny ones. Was there any time when either Caitlin recorded before you and you heard what she said and you just cracked up, or something that was said or dropped?
Yes. You know what, you guys? When you're recording separately, like I was talking about, there's a good side and a bad side to that. The good side is that you can hear the other actor and you can play off of them. And so you have someone to play off of. And that's fun. That's always fun. The downside is, well, I should say rather, the good side of recording first is that you get to set the tone. Right? If I want to do a line a certain way and I record first, then whoever comes after me is going to have to respond to the way I said my line. They're kind of narrowed down in their options. You know what I mean? Like if the scene perhaps is, you know, it's between Ed and Al, and Ed is supposed to say, I don't think that's a good idea, Al. And then Al's supposed to say, but I really think we should do it. I really think we should do it, brother. Right? My voice is a little trash. When I go in to record my line, if I say, I don't think that's such a good idea, Al, it's going to dictate how he responds. He can't go, but I think we should do that. No, he'd be like, but I think we should do it, brother. See what I'm saying? The response is going to be different. So if you record first, you get to set the pace and set the tone a little bit. But there's nobody else there, so it's kind of a trade-off. But as far as Caitlin's concerned, I love Caitlin to death, and there were a lot of fun moments with Caitlin, with Ed and Winry. Yes? Yes, sir?
I came all the way from America just to see it.
No, you did not, really? Come on, man. What's your name? That's no fair, you're a bulletproof vest on. Fool. What's your name?
Charles.
Charles, it's a pleasure. Where are you from?
Reno, Nevada.
Nice, nice. Who are you with?
That's my wife, Alice.
Hi, Alice. You guys give some love to these Americans. This is a great convention.
She's going to be American. She's actually from Sydney. So.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, I'm so glad you guys are here. Do you have a question?
Yeah, we were very big and wanted to get into voice acting. So I figured that a lot of people who want to get into it too would want to know the basics and like what kind of schools to go to, what kind of the business side too, like how to find a manager or an agent, make a CD.
Good question. Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, about getting into voice acting, but he brought up a couple of other things that I will touch on. Getting an agent. That's not easy, but it's sometimes not necessary. I didn't have an agent for 20 years. I mean, I was in Texas. Texas is a right-to-work state, which means that if you audition for something and you're good, if you sound like you're the best guy for the role, you're going to get cast. It doesn't matter if you have an agent. It doesn't matter if you're with a union. That's not important. But there are other places like Los Angeles where you'll never even hear about certain auditions because you're not with an agent. Because the companies send the auditions to certain agencies, and then the agencies send out the actors that they think would fit that role to audition. So there's a lot of productions that you would never even hear about. You wouldn't even know they were going on unless you were with an agency that knew about it. As far as schooling is concerned, you guys, I don't know that there's any place in particular that's like voice acting school. But there are plenty of places that you can get acting training, instruction, and classes. In theater. Theater, acting, and acting. And finally, acting. I'm serious. How many of you guys remember when dubs, American English dubs, I should say, were really bad? Yes. Some of the old school people, you know what I'm talking about. Yep. Do you know why they were so bad?
The radio host.
Because the people that were doing them were not actors. They were radio guys. They were people that were voicing, like announcers. Because when the English companies decided they wanted to dub something into English, they thought, who better to get than somebody who knows how to work a microphone? Somebody who knows how to, how to control their voice and make a real resonant sound and do that thing. And those microphones and those recording. And so they would cast those people to play these characters, which was fine until the character had to act. Until the character had to fall on the floor sobbing because they lost their mom, or because the character, was terrified because they were being hung out over a ledge, or because the character was laughing hysterically, whatever it was. These guys were not trained to be actors, so they couldn't really capture that kind of performance. Well, then about 15 or 20 years ago, somebody had a brilliant idea. Why don't we cast actors to play these characters? I'm never going to be a DJ on a morning radio show because I don't have that kind of voice. But I can act different kind of characters. So that was when voice acting took a real dramatic turn for the better. It's when they started casting actors. So while there is not, you can't go to a college and major in voice acting. You can certainly major in theater. You can certainly concentrate on acting and performance, voice and diction, things that will help you become good at what you do. Every voice actor I know, with the exception of 2 people, I know probably most of the people in the voice acting world, and of all of the voice actors, there are 2 of them that I know that don't have any acting experience or training. All the rest of them have been studying acting and performing as actors for years and years and years, and I'm one of them. When somebody gave me the chance to voice act, you know what word I heard? Act. Because I loved acting ever since I was little. So it's just a different set of tools. You use different skills when you're a voice actor than you would use as an on-stage actor, but it's still acting. Yes?
We've all seen and heard of your tribute wars with Todd Habercorn. How did you come up with the idea for the Fellowship of the Todd?
Oh! Okay, first of all, I would really love it if you guys would go watch this on YouTube. It must be seen. It's way too epic. Am I wrong? It's okay. In a nutshell, let me tell you, I'm going to super fast recap. Todd Habercorn, you guys should get together. Todd Habercorn, your sisters! Oh, that's freaky. Okay, I'm sorry. When Todd Habercorn is a really good friend of mine. We're good buddies. And in fact, he's playing Mr. Spock in my Star Trek series, and he does a great job. But we were working on something one day, and I said to him, you know what, Todd, I'm going to make a tribute video for you, just to bring some more attention to you. And he was like, gee, thanks, Vic, that's cool. And so I made this video, and literally it was nothing more than a black screen with white letters that said Todd Habercorn, and then dramatic opera music for 30 seconds. It's on the internet, it's on YouTube. That was literally it. His name fades up, right? And then it fades out. It was just a joke. Well, Todd thought he's gonna make one back. So he made one, but he used pictures of me from the internet. And I'm like, oh, I see how it is. You're stepping it up now. So I made another one, and I used pictures of him. And then he made another one. And he got voice actors to be in it. Like, oh, I see how it is now. You just want to make it, now you're bringing other people into it now. So I made one that I think still is one of the best ones ever. It was the Todd Habercorn action figure. It was the funniest thing, you guys. And I made up an original jingle for it. Michael Dorn, who plays Worf, is in the commercial. Richard Hatch from Battlestar Galactica. It's a funny commercial. It's online. And I was thinking, okay, Todd, you can just lay down now because the competition's over. You can't beat Todd Habercorn action figure. But he didn't get the message. He made another one. He made something called CSI Mignogna. And he literally, I mean, he put some time into this, you guys. He got actors together, and he shot it like it was a CSI episode where I had been kidnapped by a rabid fan. And then at the end, it turns out it was Habercorn who kidnapped him in the first place. And he thought he was kind of wet. So then suddenly the fans start writing me, and they're like, when are you going to make another one? When are you going to make one? And I wasn't going to. But I thought, you know what? I need to bury this guy once and for all. I need to let him know what's up, right? So I made the most epic, am I wrong? The most epic tribute video ever. It's called Todd of the Rings.
Yeah.
Now just imagine, all right? I mean, what that conjures up. We've all seen Lord of the Rings, so you understand the epic splendor and panorama of the idea. And the idea was that, remember the action figure from the Todd Habercorn action figure? I gold-plated it. And I play Frodo, and I wear it around my neck. And I have a mission to get it back to Mount Doom and throw it in and destroy it so that the power of the Todd is destroyed forever. We had people in the most amazing cosplay. We had the whole fellowship, special effects. We have shots of Gollum. Hey, precious. But he's holding the Todd action figure. I mean, it's epic. Music. Mary Elizabeth McGlenn, a very well-known voice actress, she does a perfect Kate Blanchett. Before the age of men. And she does the whole narration thing. It's amazing. Check it out. Online, YouTube, Todd of the Rings. And he tried to do something after that. It was like, what a waste of time. I mean, you just don't touch Todd of the Rings. That's just it. But anyway, check it out. You guys, I'm getting the wrap it up signal again, we've run out of time. I love you so much. I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm gonna head back over to my table. If I haven't gotten to meet you, please come over and, what? If I haven't gotten to meet you, please come over and say hello. If I have gotten to meet you, please come over and say hello again. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.
Love you, Vic.
Keep it going! Look at that sexy